Hello, everyone. I'm Anas Al Ubaidi, and this is lecture 4 or the fourth session within chapter 18 of the Advanced Medical Science Liaison and Medical Monitor Certification course program by CCRPS. As the chapter is about the advanced data and project management, and the topic for this session or for this lecture is about the cross cultural communication and project management. Introduction. Effective cross cultural communication is a foundational pillar of success in today's globalized project management landscape. With the increasing need to collaborate across borders, medical monitors must understand and address the complexities of managing diverse teams that differ in cultural practices, language preferences, and communication styles. The ability to foster collaboration while navigating these differences is crucial as it directly impacts project efficiency, team cohesion, and the overall success of clinical trials. Cross cultural communication encompasses more than just language. It requires a deep awareness of nonverbal cues and understanding of cultural norms and the flexibility to adapt strategies to varied cultural expectations. For advanced physician medical monitors, for MMs, effective cross cultural communication bridges the gap between diverse stakeholders, ensuring that trials run smoothly and efficiently while nurturing strong relationships between investigators, the principal investigators, site personnel, sponsors, and regulators. Key points for the topic. We'll start with why cross-cultural communication matters. So the reasons, despite of the order, we'll start with importance of cross-cultural communication in project management. As improves collaboration and innovation, teams with diverse cultural perspectives bring unique problem-solving approaches and creative solutions. Example: a US-Japan collaboration combined the efficiency focus of American project management with Japan's detailed quality control practices to improve production timelines. Prevents misunderstandings. Misinterpretations of nonverbal gestures, tone, or cultural references can derail communication. Example: a team in Brazil misinterpreted the thumbs up gesture from a US based manager who later adapted to using more neutral styles of acknowledgement. Strengthens global relationships. Building trust among culturally diverse teams enhances long term partnerships and successful project outcomes. As for an example, clear documentation and collaborative tools helped a German medical device company foster a productive partnership with a Brazilian R&D team. Defining cross-cultural communication as cross-cultural communication involves the effective exchange of ideas and information among individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds, focusing on both verbal and nonverbal elements. And the key traits here within the point of defining cross-cultural communication is active awareness of cultural norms and practices, flexibility and adaptability in communication styles, skills in bridging cultural gaps using inclusive techniques. Strategies for effective cross cultural communication. As strategies, we have verbal communication approaches, simplify language, avoid using jargon, idioms, or colloquialisms that may confuse team members from different linguistic backgrounds. As for an example, to clarify, replace idioms like piece of cake with a straightforward phrases such as an easy task. Ask open ended questions. Promote understanding and engagement by encouraging input and clarifying ambiguities. As for an example, instead of assuming agreement, ask, how do you interpret this priority? Are there any challenges on your end? As those are an example questions of open ended questions. Nonverbal communication awareness. Be conscious of gestures. Understand and respect varying interpretations of gestures across cultures. As for example, prolonged eye contact may convey confidence in Western cultures but could be considered confrontational in some Asian countries. And this is a huge difference in interpretation for a prolonged eye contact and a big gap due to cultural differences. Tone matters. Modulate tone based on cultural preferences. Softer tones may foster camaraderie in some cultures, while directness is valued in others. As for example, for tone matters, using a differential tone in an email to Japanese collaborators promotes rapport. Tools for cross cultural communication. We have digital platforms with translation features, tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams with translation plugins reduce language barriers. As for example, automatically translated chat messages help to streamline communication between French and Chinese partners in a clinical trial. Cultural sensitivity training, pre project workshops enhance awareness of cultural norms and common miscommunication pitfalls, as, for example, role playing exercises to practice resolving potential misunderstanding. And here is a summarized diagram on enhancing project success through cross cultural communication. As we have here in the middle, strengthening global relationships, we have here preventing misunderstandings, and here collaboration and innovation. Challenges in cross cultural communication and solutions or resolutions for those challenges. Language barriers, impact. Misunderstandings due to non native speakers or different meanings of terms. Solution or resolution for that provide access to interpreters or language training. For example, a team from Thailand collaborated successful with a French cohort after a translator clarified complex clinical protocols. Time management conflicts as monochronic culture, for example, US, Germany, value punctuality and adherence to strict schedules. Uh, Monochronic cultures, and this is called monochronic cultures. Then we have the polychronic cultures, for example, India, Latin America, as for examples, adopt a more flexible approach to time, more flexibility within on regard punctuality within the timing. It's called polychronic culture. While the punctuality in timing, meaning no flexibility, such cultures called monochronic culture. Solution resolution for that is to design hybrid schedules that accommodate both cultural perspectives. Decision making styles. In individualistic cultures, decisions are fast and often independent, while collectivistic cultures, decisions require group consensus and extended discussions. Solution resolution for that is to set clear expectations while respecting group inputs for balanced decision making timelines. And here's a summarized diagram on how to address cross cultural communication challenges. We have here language barriers, decision making styles, time management conflicts. We have case studies in cross cultural project management, uh, IT collaboration between India and Germany, as the challenge here deadlines were misaligned due to differing in time priorities. Solution resolution for that is weekly sync calls, set clear expectations, blending Germany's adherence to timelines with India's process driven flexibility. Um, and here is reflecting about the idea of polychronic and monochronic cultures. Um, Construction project between US and China. As the challenge here, email tone differences led to misinterpretation, solution resolution for that transitioning to video conferences where body language clarified intent. We have pharmaceutical collaboration between Japan and Brazil. As the challenge here, Japan's hierarchical approval processes clashed with Brazil's preference for immediate action. Solution resolution for that is to introduce a tiered escalation process that respected both cultural norms. Software teams across Nordic and Middle Eastern countries, the challenge is to mismatched work life balance expectations. Solution resolution for that is flexible work hours were introduced to accommodate both concise Nordic schedules and the Middle Eastern emphasis on personal time. And here is a summarized diagram on aligning cross-cultural collaboration for success. We have misaligned expectations and communication issues, implement structures, communication strategies and flexibility, enhance collaboration and mutual understanding. Techniques for mastery level understanding. Build comprehensive cultural profiles, checklists for each checklists for each culture include norms around decision making, communication styles, and attitudes toward collaboration. Assign cultural liaisons. Team members with expertise in specific cultures act as mediators to promote understanding. Continuous feedback and adaptation. Conduct periodic reviews to identify issues and improve communication strategies. As for example, weekly surveys gather feedback from the clinical trial team, identifying the need for visual aids during meetings with international partners. Foster team inclusion with technology, develop multilingual digital dashboards for trial updates, ensuring all stakeholders can easily interpret information regardless of language barriers. As for example, teams utilizing translation software reduced project ambiguity by 30% during regulatory submissions. And here's a summarized diagram on how to enhance cross-cultural communication in a team, cultural profiles, technology inclusion, and continuous feedback. The final takeaway is that the cross-cultural communication is the backbone of cohesive global project management. Advanced physician medical monitors, the MMs, or the clinical scientists must understand and adapt to cultural differences to foster collaboration, resolve inherent challenges, and enhance project efficiency. By leveraging practical communication strategies, fostering cultural empathy, and incorporating advanced tools and techniques, monitors can successfully unite diverse teams and maximize the outcomes of complex clinical trials. And here is a summarizing diagram on uniting global teams through cultural understanding. As we have here cross-cultural communication, we have cultural empathy, practical communication strategies, and advanced tools and techniques. Summary tables as the upcoming tables to summarize what have been covered through this lecture. We have table on importance of cross-cultural communication. We have the aspect, description, example, key benefit, and impact on projects. As the aspects are collaboration, misunderstanding prevention, global relationships, cultural empathy, and tailored communication. Another table on effective strategies for cross-cultural communication, the elements, strategy, example, outcome, application, benefit, as the elements are verbal communication, nonverbal communication, digital tools, cultural training, and open-ended questions. Then we have a table on challenges and solutions in cross-cultural communication, challenge, impact, solution, key adjustment in process, and real-world example. As the challenges are language barriers, time management conflicts, decision-making styles, hierarchical from hierarchy, expectations, and then tune misinterpretation. A table on case studies in cross-cultural management. As the case study, challenge, solution, implementation, outcome, and the case studies here we have the IT project, India, Germany, construction, US, China, product launch, Japan, Brazil, software, Nordic, MENA region, and then automotive R&D global. Techniques for cross-cultural mastery. And the techniques here, each technique we have description, example, benefit, outcome. Techniques, we have build cultural profiles, designated liaisons, feedback loops, simulation exercises, and then digital adaptability. Then we have application table, as we have scenarios for each scenario, key principle applied, key actions, timeline, what to watch out for. Scenarios, we have conflict over email tone in US China teams, weekly meetings between Nordic and Middle Eastern teams, pharma rollout collaboration Japan, Brazil, preparing for multinational engineering projects. Continuing with scenarios, IT collaboration between US and Indian teams, German French collaboration on product launch, onboarding new members from diverse cultures, adapting training programs for global teams, and continuing with scenarios, multinational software development, and then resolving time zone conflicts in offshore projects. Then we will be revised what we have covered through this lecture through some MCQs or multiple choice questions. Question one. What is one reason why cross-cultural communication is essential in global project management? Is it A, to avoid involving multiple stakeholders in a project? Is B, to ensure adherence to local laws only? C, to improve innovation and prevent misunderstandings among diverse teams? Or D, to prioritize the use of a single cultural approach over others? So definitely is to avoid and prevent any misunderstandings. So C is the answer, is to improve innovation and prevent misunderstandings among diverse teams, as cross-cultural communication combines diverse cultural insights and prevents misinterpretation, fostering both creativity and project efficiency on a global scale. Question two. How can nonverbal communication differ across cultures? A. Prolonged eye contact conveys the same meaning everywhere. B. Gestures and tones are universally understood. C. Prolonged eye contact builds rapport in the US but may seem confrontational in some Asian cultures. D. Nonverbal communication doesn't play a significant role in cross-cultural interaction. So definitely C, as it came as an example through our lecture. As C is the answer, as prolonged eye contact builds rapport in the U.S., but may seem confrontational in some Asian cultures or countries. As nonverbal communication varies widely, cultural sensitivities must be considered to avoid miscommunication or discomfort in diverse teams. Question three. Which approach helps overcome language barriers in cross-cultural communication? Is it A, avoid addressing miscommunications, B, train all members to learn one uniform language, or C, use interpreters to or provide language training to team members, or D, allow each member to communicate exclusively in their native language? So definitely it's C. To use or by using interpreters or provide language training to team members, as employing interpreters or offering language training ensures clarity and reduces misunderstandings in teams where multiple languages are spoken. Question four. What is a common difference between monochronic and polychronic cultures regarding time? A. Both prefer flexibility in deadlines. B. Monochromic cultures value strict schedules, while polychronic cultures are more flexible. C. Monochronic cultures avoid planning, while polychronic focus solely on rigid timelines. D. Neither culture type has any distinct time management traits. So it is B. C is the exact opposite of B, but B is the correct answer, as monochronic cultures value strict schedules, no flexibility, while polychronic cultures are more flexible on regard timing. Monochronic cultures like the US emphasize punctuality and schedules, while polychronic cultures like Latin American regions often view time more fluidly. or fluidly, meaning flexibility, more flexibility in timing. Question 5. Which tool or method improves communication in cross cultural teams? Is it A, avoid using any digital platforms for communication? B, rely purely on verbal discussions without cultural training? C, use digital platforms with translated captions and organize cultural training workshops? Or D, focus only on resolving cultural misunderstandings after they arise? So definitely C is, as it is more comprehensive and covering each aspect on regard cross cultural approach by using digital platforms with translated captions and organized cultural training workshops. C is the answer, as providing culturally inclusive tools like captioned digital communication platforms and pre-project training workshops ensures smoother cross-cultural collaboration. And here we come to end of this lecture. Thank you very much and goodbye.